you're being ridiculous. He's a professional football player.
No, look, I'm not talking about killing the guy. I'm just talking about going up there with a group of dudes and intimidate him. Maybe break his arm.
You can't break Tom Brady's arm.
Oh, yes, I can. No more Super Bowls for that pretty boy.
Listen.
Robert better not get in my face, because I'll drop that mother.
What did you say? What the f*** did you just say?
Bomberowski to the near side.
What are you, a fucking lunatic? You and your mom are hillbillies. This is a house of learned doctors.
I respect him as a coach, but I'll be damned if I allow someone to,
But I'm gonna kick you repeatedly in the balls.
You got long balls, man. Long balls. You got long-ass balls.
You can't pick
What
on
should I not
You
say?
know exactly what you've done, sir.
That's bullshit. I'll say it again. It's bullshit.
Nah, I'm just pissed off.
Let me tell you something with absolute honesty and concern for your well-being. Tom Brady would kick your ass.
You know, I was rude and inappropriate, and I just want to say I apologize.
I'm sorry that anybody could be offended by something that we were just having fun with, and I enjoyed it, and we're going to continue to do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is the Ricky Williams Trilogy. I am Seamus the Moose Anderson, here with my boys, Be Easy and the Duke. Boys, how we doing tonight?
Well, I'm doing great this evening. How are you doing over there, Moose?
Hanging in there, hanging in there. How about you, Duke? How you been, man?
Man, I'm doing well, man. I can't complain. You know, just I've been watching some AAF football, and you know, it's kind of like methadone, but you know, it's keep me from the withdrawals of NFL, man. But the combine's coming up.
So I guess that means the NFL is straight meth. That's the
Hey, man, it's my religion,
Correct,
man.
Well, taper down however you can.
Speaking of being a crack, this boy, I'll call him a boy because he doesn't know when to learn. Man, he tagged the saying comeback season, and now it's more like don't come back season because the CFL has officially told Johnny Manziel, that he is no longer allowed to play in the CFL.
Now, Moose, this is an interesting topic in the main fact that we don't really know what he's done, and they won't disclose what he's done. He's just been banned officially from the league. Like, no team is allowed to speak to him. None of the other 8 teams, including the team that has released him, I guess, apparently. But, like, we don't know what the man has done. We don't know what the crime is. He violated something. Now, he's already tweeted that he's ready to go right back to America and try his football career there in America again because, you know, Canada has given him a new reason to love football or something strange of that nature. But if he's been released for violating drug stuff, which is what we probably can assume since that's what he keeps.
It has to be. Either that or they saw the Robert Kraft thing happen and they saw Johnny over there one night. I mean, he's in Montreal.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like it's basically the Florida of Canada.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, that's
Man, I live in Boston. We don't take fondly to the Montreal side of things up here in Boston. But yeah, dude, you don't know. They're not disclosing it. But not only that, but they said, and I quote, and I don't know who said it, but it says, "We worked with the league and presented alternatives to Johnny, who is unwilling to proceed."
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like he's turning his nose up to the CFL, which is the only league that's allowing him to play. Until these new leagues have appeared, everybody. So I think that's what Johnny's ultimately deciding, that he didn't want to play in Canada anymore because now there is the AAFF and there's also now the XFL. So there's going to be 2 leagues in which.
No, so he can't play in the XFL.
Oh, why did?
Because he's got a criminal record.
Did you hear about that, Johnny? About how they're having a higher tolerance because, you know, somehow WWE has a standard for, I don't know when Vince McMahon ever had a standard, but they got standards.
Look at what he did to old poor Ricky Flair, boy. Look at what he did to him.
Oh, I mean, there's many people who have died to the hands of Vince McMahon. So he's one of many people who have fell to an unfortunate demise due to being involved with him in any way. There's very few Rocks. There's very few Hulk Hogans.
There's very few Austins. Yeah, there's only that's it, man.
Yeah,
otherwise, you just do it under shit, man.
I mean, what about the AAF though?
Well, yeah, dude, he could play for that.
He could
Yeah,
absolutely
he can definitely play for them as long as he keeps his nose clean, which sounds like he hasn't been doing.
But does he want to play for $250,000, or do you think he's worth?
No, I think he will at this point. He's literally got no other options. If he's not bullshitting and he's pulling this thing like, I went back to Canada and I got my love for the game back, which I don't believe for shit. Because I think he knows it's the only way he's actually going to make a good amount of money.
Yeah, I mean, well, he comes from a rich family though, so and he can retire. He can retire in Texas like Vince Young did.
True, but I mean, if he's dead serious about it and comes back to the AAF and puts on a show, I don't think he's going to go back to the NFL at this point. I think there's absolutely no shot, but he could definitely end up being an okay quarterback in the AAF. I don't see why not.
He would be the best quarterback in the AAF right now. I mean, no offense to his guys, but he would be.
No, he would definitely be one of the biggest talents. Yeah.
Dude, he'd be so much more better. I mean, no offense, but Zach Mettenberger plays for the Express, and that's ugly, dude.
Come on now. He used to be your boy.
And yeah, we used to call him the poor man's Tom Brady. Yeah, because we had hope. Yeah.
Dude, that's like a poor man's Tom Brady, dude. That's not even a poor man's Tom Brady.
Yeah,
Get out of
here. We were just hoping that we found a gym like everybody else did, and it didn't work out.
He had good moments. The man had good moments.
In college, I mean, he was a great LSU player, but
he had a few shining moments in the pros. Very, very few.
Very few.
Yeah, getting drafted, that was about it.
But he was an honest player. When he was getting knocked around, he still bounced back up and got knocked around again. So you know what? He at least gave you an honest day's work. He was going to take those hits to get back up.
Well, I mean, he has heart. Because if you not remember when he broke his leg and crawled off the field in that LSU game in college.
No, that's what I'm saying. He'll give you an honest day's work.
Just that he just does not have enough to do it. Speaking of, man, did you guys hear Wes Welker just throw this out there, got hired by the 49ers today as the wide receivers coach, man.
Yeah, I thought that was being put in the works. Wasn't he with the Texans or something like that?
Well, he got officially hired by the 49ers today, so good for him, man.
Yeah, good for him, dude. Could he have gotten a ring and didn't?
Well,
that sucks.
I'm happy for Wes Welker. I mean, you kind of knew he was going to be getting a job somewhere in the NFL. I mean, he was a likable gentleman, and he has, good stats. So he was going to get some work. He's going to be making more than an honest man's work. I'm sure he's going to be getting more than a regular living wage. So I'm happy for him.
Well, how much do assistant coaches make, man? I mean, how much you think? They got to be making $50,000-$60,000 a year, right?
Oh, more than that.
I would say they probably get six figures, just not a high six.
Like 100,000?
Probably. That's probably about the rate they're getting. Like nothing crazy. As far as like what they get paid, but they'll still get quite a bit. Speaking of paying people, there was a controversial thing that happened with the man who pays a lot of people. He's got a lot of people on his staff. And apparently there was also some people on his staff.
You almost slipped that by me. You shitey bastard.
We're talking about Robert Kraft, everybody. He was caught down in Florida engaging in inappropriate acts in massage parlor. According to the Duke, there will be video footage released at some point in time here in the future. I don't really want to see it, but
I mean, I don't either, dude. Like, I would take the high word on this and say it's an embarrassing situation for him. He's a 76-year-old man. I can't imagine the kind of crap that's going to be jokes going to be flying away the rest of his life, basically, by people.
Oh, he's done for. The public perception of him is never coming back.
Until I feel just embarrassed for him, and until, if he's looking for love in all the wrong places, man. And
well, I believe he has does he have a girlfriend?
No.
Or a lady friend? No lady friends?
He's a widower. Yeah.
He had one that was 20 years old, and then she went and had somebody else's baby.
Oh, okay, that's true. Okay, so
I feel bad for it, but I didn't know about that either. That's kind of hard too, man. I mean,
Yeah.
You're a widower, then you find a girlfriend, then she has another guy's baby. That's a little tough, man. So
Now, I understand. Look, I'm not mad at the man for this. I'm just mad at the man for not bringing prostitutes to a place where he can do this discreetly. What you doing at a strip mall getting Hummers? Like, you need to be bringing them like Pretty Woman style to like.
Yeah, but it wasn't even like he was there. It wasn't even like that he was there all the time. He went there twice in a matter of like 26 hours. Like that's an issue. That's an issue, is what that is.
That is, man. That's he's trying to get those frequent buyer coupons real quick.
Yeah, right. Like, like get 9, get your 10th free. Like, what is this? What is going on down in Florida?
Well, yeah.
It's embarrassing though, dude. It sucks.
No, it sucks, especially because like he shouldn't have gone back the second time because like he was clearly recognized. I think because like from what I read, he got pulled over by the police after the first time he was there, and they took his ID. And so, I mean, he should have known not to go back, but he went back. But then he went back to Kansas City to watch his team immediately win a championship. Yeah, isn't that insane? That was the same day. Man, that's baller, man. Like, I've never thought of getting a blowjob on one side of the country and then be like in the middle of the States watching my team win a championship literally that exact same day. Like, that's amazing. That's great stuff.
I mean, we got private jets, man. You can just do anything you want, I guess, man.
Well, yeah, when you're worth $6.7 billion, which is funny because they're talking about trying to fine the man $5,000. That's like asking me if I have a quarter. Like, what is that about?
Do you know what the NFL is going to charge him? They're going to fine him like, I'd say upwards of $1 million.
Well, let's talk about that thing, because Ursay, who I really, really dislike, he got caught with heroin, pills, cocaine, and driving under the influence with an open container. And he only got 6 games and I think a $500,000 fine.
That's where I'm telling you right now, that's where they're going to start.
What do you think is going to happen?
Listen, here, let me first and foremost say that I'm fine with whatever the NFL decides to do. This is an embarrassment on us too. Like, we just came off a Super Bowl win. He's probably one of the greatest owners in sports history. And here he is doing acts like this on a game day. Like, I understand he's 77. I understand he's old, but that's no excuse to be going to a strip mall the day of a game to do something like this. Like, it's embarrassing. You know you're going to get caught. You're one of the most famous people on the planet. Like, it's a joke. It's embarrassing and it sucks.
Especially if the girl that just went down on you looks at the only game that's on, which happens to be your team playing football, and they keep showing you on the screen.
Yeah. Did you hear too? Like, so these women, and this is besides the fact of him doing something wrong, but at first I thought he was involved with human trafficking, like actually involved with the movement of human trafficking. That's
what they were reporting initially. They made things sound really bad.
Well, that's what they're still reporting, Jonathan. And guess what? Not one human trafficker or traffickee, whatever the frick it would be, not one person has been. I've been trying to watch the F-bombs, ladies and gents. I'm doing well so far.
Well, and after that meeting with HR, man.
That's right. HR told me to tone it down. I was getting too excited, like a golden retriever after a ball. But anyways, no. So he got arrested for soliciting, prostitution, as well as what was it, like 150 different men or something like that. Yeah, they keep changing the number, and also Adam Schefter.
It's still a lot of men. That's still a lot.
a lot of men. Also, Adam Schefter's report that he wasn't the biggest name was completely falsified. I don't know why he did that. But let me get back to it though, real quick. Is that there hasn't been one human trafficking arrest made yet? Not one. They don't even have a lead as of right now, from what I understand. And that was what the whole case was about it. And they were watching these girls for 6 months. Now, a report came out that was written, I believe, by some woman named, I don't even know her name, but she was bringing out the point that, why didn't the police do anything within the 6 months? Why'd they wait so long? If this was a human trafficking event that was happening, why did they wait so long? because apparently the girls are living on the massage parlor tables and all that stuff. Like, but I understand they wanted to build a case, right? And they haven't been able to.
Here's what I think, man. I think you had some, cowboy style police officer who was involved in, this observation of this strip mall, massage parlor, and they were probably like, well, we've got something. They're like, what do you got? They're like, prostitution. They're like, great, were you even doing your job? So now they're like, oh wait, but I think maybe there was some human trafficking going on there too. And they're like, what evidence do you have of that? And they're like, well, there was this billionaire that went there. And they're like, what? A billionaire was there? Well, billionaires have enough money for human trafficking. So that's probably why this all just turned into shit all immediately.
Yeah, and there could be a lot of speculation as to why they don't have a case on any actual human trafficking events yet, is because who knows, maybe they made a human trafficking task force that needed funding, and the funding went to shit, and eventually they said, okay, well, we got to try to get somebody, so maybe we'll take one of these guys and see what they know. Because I honest to God, like, I know Kraft did a terrible thing. I would never say he didn't. Like, it's disgusting, and it's embarrassing, and it's a disappointment to us all.
Wait a second now. Sex workers are people. Like, you're making this sound terrible.
Dude, the woman, not for nothing, the woman was 60 years old, Jonathan.
Hey, at least he was kind of keeping in his age range.
Okay, well, you know what? I'm not defending nor saying anything else about this whole thing you got me on. But, like, it's just, I thought it was originally going to be a human trafficking investigation with him. And that's what scared me the most. And, I hope he learns from it. Like I said, I'm fine with whatever fine they give him. But where I'm going to have a problem with the NFL is if they start taking draft picks away. I think that's.
I think that's out of line. I don't think
it's out of question though. It's the NFL.
I mean, come on. Not if he was just getting a little prostitution love. I mean, they didn't do anything like that to the Vikings when they had a whole boat of prostitutes that they took to a different state.
That was like late 90s, early 2000s.
But even still, they weren't taking away draft picks from them, and they could have. Like, that's definitely a besmirchment on the NFL for, a boat full of players to have a boat full of prostitutes.
True, but it was different because they were still a growing brand then.
No,
I know they were still one of the biggest things in sports, but what I'm saying is they're worth I think probably 2,000% more now.
All right. Well, either way,
I get what you're saying, but dude, I just would not put it aside that they might take a couple of draft picks away. Some people are calling for all 12 of our picks to be taken.
That's insane. Yeah, that's crazy speculation there.
Who's calling that?
Rob Parker, dude, the clown. The clown.
Oh,
Rob Parker.
Dude, he hates you guys. Yeah, fuck. Okay, forget that guy because he. You can't all 12? You didn't even when Aaron Hernandez was killing people. But you won't
killing people.
Well, Ron, there's over a lot of Rob Parker. Your hatred of the team has just gone too much and too far. I mean, I don't know who. You need a hug, Rob Parker, because that's just ridiculous. 12?
Yeah, that's where I'm agreeing.
Well, because we have 12 total picks this draft, dude. We have a lot of picks, and I think 5 or 6 of them are either in the first 2 rounds or the first 3. And they're calling for all our first rounds to be taken, everything. But I don't think they're going to do that. I think it was
touching your draft picks. As the Duke mentioned, they let one of your players murder people, and y'all still got to keep your draft picks. So I don't think it's going to happen just because your owner decided to go get a little afternoon delight before a game. So that's just not going to happen. I don't believe that for a second, man. I mean, they're probably going to give him a 4-game suspension where he can't do anything with the team or deal with anything within the organization for 4 games, and then probably, hit him with some sort of fine. And he'll probably have to go to some sort of sex addiction courses or something like that.
And he probably should.
Yeah. Because they're if you can't not get a BJ before the game, that's ridiculous, sir.
Yeah, it's just a little much. And like I said, any amount of fine they give him and amount of games, I really don't care. And this is going to start, the process of the downhill snowball which is Jonathan Kraft eventually becoming the owner. This is going to make it faster, I think.
How soon? That's what I was going to bring up. I actually think that this could actually push it within a year of him handing it over, man.
I don't think so, and the reason why is because I do not think Robert Kraft is going to want to go out this way. I think he'll do anything in his power in the next year to get back.
Yeah. Plus, it's not a good PR move to immediately just snatch him from the position the second he gets caught with it.
Dude, like that's a whole region of fans that are just gonna that's a lot.
But really, where's Robert's job now still, huh? He's kind of just a figurehead. He's got everybody in place. He's got his son ready to come up, take the position.
Yeah, but as far as the committees go for the NFL, I mean, Robert Kraft's still on all of those committees. He doesn't have Jonathan do really all that much as far as dealing with the owners and heavy top corporate guys go. Like,
whatever. Come on, dude. If they let Mark Davis be anywhere near anything football related, anybody can do it. I mean, that man doesn't know his head from his ass, and his head is a ridiculous haircut. So
he likes to ski quite a bit, from what I heard from a former guy who hung out with him.
Oh, you don't say.
You
don't say. That man hired a coach for 10 years. 10 years. That's insane.
Well, John Gruden, he's a hack. He'll be done for 3. Once he messes up, trades Derek Carr away this year and tries to get Kyler Murray.
Whatever, dude. Gruden's probably doing snow in there with him, dude. They're probably all skiing together, having a great time. Yeah, dude. Like his facial expressions make me think he's probably enjoying some blow.
Hey, yeah, you're right.
I wouldn't be surprised if he comes out in the next year or two that, John Gruden was found with a pile of cocaine. I wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't be surprised at all. You heard it here first on the Ricky Williams trilogy. John Gruden probably does cocaine. But anyway, Moose, calm down. You're not losing draft picks.
I just wanted to say this. It's a shame of what happened. I feel for the man. No one's going to let him live this down for the rest of his life.
No, it's attached to him. But here's the deal, too, is that he's got his lawyers still denying it. Like, dude, come out with an apology. Like, stop denying it.
That's the rich way of doing things.
No, but it's annoying. It's annoying, dude. Like, this is gonna make it worse, and he should know that. Dude, you have owners meetings coming up. You have all these different types of meetings as far as, instant replay reviews go, and you got a lot to do before the season starts. If he doesn't get an apology out in the next month, he's looking to be in some deep shit for the rest of his life. Like, he needs to get an apology out. He needs to apologize to the fans of the entire NFL, regardless of us. He owes us an apology because this is another fucking shitstorm. Excuse me. Oh, damn. I used it. See, you got me all riled up. This is another all right, but I'm saying shitstorm still. This is another shitstorm in which we have to deal with, dude. Like, this, what are they going to call it? Which gate is this? Which gate? Oh, maybe this is just open the gate. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
But this is, or handy gate or blowy gate.
Traffic gate?
Traffic gate. Well, that doesn't, no, because that doesn't have the real, sulliness that really should be given.
Blow gate?
Yeah, maybe so. But
Could be blow gate.
Yeah, but again, here are the Patriots getting caught with videotape footage or whatever, or I guess suspected videotape footage in the past, but now this is probably confirmed video footage. But
it's unbelievable, man.
You know the first person who says he wants to see it? Rob Parker, dude. How messed up is that? He's like, I want to see it. It's like, you want to see it? Like,
here's what's up, dude. I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest with you, if this ain't some shit, excuse my French, that Robert Goodell made sure happen. Because let's be honest, dude. First off, this seems like a setup in the first place. How is this man just at a strip mall in Florida? And then he gets approached by the police and then shows up again the very next day and that's when everything goes to all hell breaks loose. Like, this seems really strange. Like, I don't know if somebody in the police force was like, maybe I'll just send Roger Goodell a random little message. And then Roger Goodell was like, great, I hate the Patriots. They're always mad at me, and I hate them too. And so, like, I wouldn't be surprised if he was just like, yeah, bring him down. Because, look, I mean, what is, again, a 6-month investigation? That just means they didn't have any big fish. They finally got a big fish, and so now they're going to go after him. That's all this is.
6 months, man. That's a long time investigation, and not having more arrests than that. That's interesting. I like the theory though, that Jonathan. The whole Goodell is after the Patriots, but I thought Goodell and Kraft were buddy though.
Hell no! What are you talking about? He suspended our quarterback.
Because that's the rules.
You. And he's a soundbite. You.
Man, I'm trying.
I know you are.
HR, look, I can see him in the window right now. They're just eyeing me. Bunch of nerdy folk. Whatever, you nerds. Anyways.
What the hell are you talking about, man?
I'm talking about the nerds in HR, man.
Yeah, the nerds in HR that are concerned with his foul language. We
bunch of goofuses. Whatever, they make more money than I do anyways, so it doesn't even matter. Like, I can say this about them because they make more than I do. All right?
Sure. Oh, well. To the company line.
Hey, dude, I mean, to be honest with you, I don't really care what Robert Kraft was doing, and it's really not all that bad as long as he paid. I mean, what you do with another consenting adult, that's your business. You know what I'm saying? If the person happened to have been, underage, which they were speculating kind of at first with this, human sex trafficking.
Well, no, it's illegal in Jupiter is what it is.
Yeah. Well, I know it's illegal. I mean, it's illegal in most of the US of A. So yeah. I don't know why he didn't just go to Nevada. He can afford to go to the Bunny Ranch and just go have sex with one of the prostitutes there. I
mean, he's clearly got an issue if he's going to a strip mall with it's just weird. The whole thing is weird.
And I feel like the flight from Nevada to Missouri would be just as long as the flight from Florida to Missouri. So I don't really know why he was doing it down there and not just doing it at a legal.
Well, I think he's got a home down there.
Either way,
he does.
He has billions of dollars. You can set up a little penthouse right down from the Bunny Ranch if he needs to get your member, I guess, satisfied.
Yeah. Yeah, but big fish, they swim in the murky waters, man. I mean, if he flies to Vegas, somebody's gonna see him.
It's not Vegas.
Well, somebody saw him there.
No, right. I'm saying. Well, yeah, that's because they were doing a supposed human trafficking investigation that we haven't heard about yet.
But I feel like the Bunny Ranch though would help keep it on the DL. He would make a phone call, say, "I'm coming in. We'll bring you through the back door." Protect his privacy.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I don't do this type of shit.
I mean, I'm speculating too, dude. I'm just speculating.
It's definitely.
I haven't been there myself. Yeah, these are rich people problems.
Yeah, I don't know, Jonathan. You've been a real advocate for the ladies down there tonight. So I don't know. I mean, the thing is, and if they are human trafficked women, if they are victims, my heart goes out to them, dude. That stuff is no joke. It's the evilest of the evil stuff in the world, man. Human trafficking, and so I hope the women are not, and God bless them. But geez, if they're just doing that to do that, I mean, I'm not throwing judgment out there, but it's probably not my cup of tea.
I understand.
But the NFL, they could be behind it. Who knows? There's a conspiracy going on about John Dorsey. He drafted Hunt and KC and went up to Cleveland. And, there's a little conspiracy theory going around that he told the hotel to release the footage so we can get him in Cleveland. I don't know. Maybe, dude. That's actually a pretty cool conspiracy theory.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, let's look at it. The incident happened in Cleveland. The video footage didn't come out for a very long time.
For a long time, dude.
All of a sudden it comes out because that the Chiefs, the second that they have confirmed evidence that any of their players have behaved poorly, they get rid of them. Yeah. They get rid of them the second that it's a problem.
Lied. That's the
Well,
thing. He lied
no.
straight to the Chiefs. He said, I didn't do anything wrong. There
Even
was
if
no
he
trick.
didn't lie, they were going to release him either way. You know how the Chiefs are. Yes, they are, dude. They got rid of Debo for getting caught with some weed. They got rid of Jared Allen for a DUI, his first offense. He didn't have any other DUIs ever after that. He had one Dewey, and he was out the door. So they don't care, dude. Chiefs don't care. You do anything bad, you're out that door. I mean, like, if you show up to church late, they're gonna maybe think about it. Like, that's the kind of organization that they have, man. So I wouldn't be surprised if that were the case, because if they knew that this happened, the second that it got out there, he was going to be released. So I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all. But you know what? There's also a lot of stuff circling around the NFL as far as the Super Bowl, because some people didn't get paid. As a matter of fact, a bunch of staff members didn't get paid who worked at the Super Bowl, one of the biggest events, one of the most watched things in America, and the people who were there didn't get no money.
The biggest moneymaker event next to WrestleMania, probably. But that's ridiculous. Supposedly, what the Moose was talking about earlier, they did a temporary agency that hired these people out. They worked their asses off for the entertainment. Next thing you know, they go get their paychecks, and Moose said they just closed their doors, man. Sounds like a scam.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. So, the NFL came in and they got a staffing company called BE Staffing to do, the staffing services. For
Not be easy. I want to make sure people know that I didn't set up some sort of fraudulent account in a company to take advantage of people. It's BE, not be easy.
Yeah, no. It's BE Staffing Services. They were authorized by the NFL to hire temporary workers for this event. City Councilman Bozeman says BE Staffing apparently shut down its offices days after the game was over. So it's pretty obvious what happened here. I mean, you had people working 70 plus hours in a week. And these people, these people aren't getting paid tens of thousands of dollars a year. These people represent, hardworking, lower class individuals, some of them elderly, some of them are students.
If it was Georgia, most would probably get paid was $10 an hour at most for a temp job like that.
Oh, yeah, man. And it sounds like they were scammed. I mean, it sounds kind of like that situation where that dude put together that party that was supposed to happen with Blink-182.
Fire Festival, yeah.
Yeah, man, that festival that didn't exist. It wasn't
Oh,
gonna
my
happen.
God. It's Firegate.
Yeah, because let's think about it, man. That company probably did get paid by the NFL, and then they just dip.
Of course they did. Of course they did. Yeah, so I mean, I'm in the staffing industry, and I know how it works. And if those guys are getting paid $10 an hour, odds are BE Staffing was probably not making a huge amount of money off of these people. But with the amount of people they had, God knows there were a good amount of people there.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
There's a really good chance that there were a lot of people.
Oh, yeah, they got a huge check, and there's going to be a whole lot of people basically, I guess, getting their money from the NFL somehow, some way, because there's no way the NFL is going to let these people not get paid.
No,
but
they can't.
They're also going to find those other people and probably sue the pants right off of them. I mean, there's absolutely no way you can go get paid by the NFL and then just disappear and not pay that staff that was hired to do a job at the Super Bowl.
That sounds like a scam straight up. I mean, that's some diabolical shit to where they probably set the company up just enough to get hired out and just fucking run for the Cayman Islands, man. That's messed up. Because, I feel sorry for those people. That has been a terrible job, hard job, set all that shit up just to get it going like you said, 70 hours, man, a week.
It's like 14 hours a day for some people, dude. I mean, the thing is, too, is that the NFL is at fault. They didn't do a vetting process clearly when they chose a staffing company. I mean, you
could background check. Like, look into these people.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, you can probably tell whether or not. I mean, the staffing industry is massive, dude. You couldn't get a bigger company to do this. How many people?
You know, they went with the cheapest offer. I mean, that's clearly what went down here. They're like, hey, we could get you a staff for this rate, which would be cheaper than whatever the rate was that most of the other companies were probably offering. The NFL said, fine, great, we'll go that way. And then here we are in this bad PR, situation.
I mean, if they ain't going to hire refs full time, this doesn't surprise me at all.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Not at all. Well, we have more stuff to talk about with the NFL, and we'll be doing so after we come back from our break. But again, you are listening to the Ricky Williams Trilogy with John B. Easy, the Duke, and the Moose. Keep listening. We'll be back soon.
Let's get it.
Members of the national office are coming here tonight for their annual inspection of this theater. Right now, I'm going to explain to you my managing style for the benefit of the new guys. So there you are, Tubby. You look like a bucket of lard on a bad day. You baby gorilla. Why don't you work a zoo and stop bothering people? Got a call yesterday from Baskin Robbins. They said that they're down to only 5 flavors. You're swelling up as I talk to you. Look at you. How's this? How's it doing? Hello, ice cream. Having a good time? Running around? What are you laughing at? Because I called your friend a fat pig, huh? You think that's funny?
Oh, no, I was just laughing earlier when you were talking to his belly.
Should get a horse and live in the mountains someplace and don't bother anybody. Got a personality like a dead moth. Okay. The fun's over.
And welcome back to the Ricky Williams Trilogy. Again, I'm with my good friend, comedian John B. Easy Donnell.
Yo.
The Moose. How you doing, buddy?
Good to be back, man. Good to be back. Let's get through this last couple of things, man. Then we're gonna wrap up for this week, huh?
All right, man. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
One thing that's close to my heart this week is the NFL Competition Committee is meeting in Indianapolis. The best thing they probably ever did recently was the field goal change, which I still love, because watching those kickers miss extra points is awesome.
Well, man, it cost homie in Chicago his job.
Hey, you know what? You got to make those kicks, man. Okay?
All right.
But what they're doing now is there's a couple things that is on the table. One thing that's very dear to my heart because it has gambling ramifications is the instant replay.
I love that. That's why it has something to do with my gambling. Like this could affect my money.
Look, I just want it done right. If it's
money talks, man. Money talks.
Money talks, and apparently those refs got paid off.
Well, I mean, money does talk. I mean, that's why shoeless Joe Jackson will never be in the Hall of Fame for.
We don't know
Black Sox scandal.
We don't know if he took those bets.
Hey, look, he still hit for nearly 400, so I don't think he was taking that money. I mean, and he had no errors. He played decent baseball. He should be in the Hall of Fame. Screw Kennesaw Mountain Landis. But
with the replays, unfortunately, for the New York Giants co-owner John Mara, he was quoted as saying he's not sensing a lot of support for making changes. He thinks. To think that we're going to be a system where calls are always going to be corrected from New York or from upstairs, I don't think we're there or even close to there, which bothers me because NFL, what are you saying? Are you not going to get this right? You can't hire full-time refs. Do you not care enough about the game? And to
well here's the thing is like they would only need maybe 2 full-time refs at that point. You have 2 full-time refs that are hanging out in New York. They're looking at all the different screens, and then they'll get calls to look at a replay of something if they need to, and then make a judgment on that. They really don't have to hire that many. They could do it bare bones, just not tell anybody. I mean, like, they could do it bare bones and still have a way for people to see something change that probably should be changed. Like that whole, I don't know, slamming into some dude before the ball gets there penalty. That one's insane to me still. But I know that
the blitz play was unbelievable.
Well, I know why they're not going to want to do it, because they don't want to get to a point where the game gets slowed down, because they're like, well, that was a hold that needed to be called that could, completely slow down.
But we're not arguing about holds. Holds happen every play. We all know that. It's just the outrageous ones that get called. So what I'm saying is just maybe give them an extra challenge, and maybe just say, hey, we can call defensive pass interference or offensive pass interference. I'm not saying ticky-tacky like, oh, that's hands to the face or that's defensive holding. No, just the important things. That's all. And maybe give them one more challenge. Like Bill Belichick said, everything should be challenged. But, I don't want to go that far with it because Bill would just –
because then that's a 17-hour football game.
Yeah, because Bill would just be nitpicking every chance he got. That's a red flag. That's a red flag.
I don't have a problem with one challenge a game.
No, I don't have a problem with that either. I think they should have one replay challenge. It better be worth it too. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you only get one. Maybe they give them the same benefit of, like, if you get it right, you get one more. If you get it wrong, that's it. Maybe that's how it should be.
Just I don't understand why the NFL doesn't want to get it right. Baseball, I haven't watched most of it, but they haven't really – I don't think the replay has really killed their game.
So it's already long. In order to watch baseball, you already need to have patience. If you don't, you can't watch it. So
well, they have the spring training pitch clock, and they're talking about bringing the pitch clock into the season.
On average, every single pitch is taken between 23 and 26 seconds. The time clock is for 30 seconds, so it's literally irrelevant.
Yeah.
Like in most cases, unless you're David Price on the Sox, like he's going to have some trouble with it. But other than that, my general conception is that most people do it within 23 to 26 seconds. So we'll see.
But it's really the batter who loves to step out, shake off.
They made a new rules list this year that the batters can only leave the box under certain rules. So they can't just leave after every pitch like they used to. They have to at least still have 1 foot in the box because they changed those rules just this year. So you can only leave the box if you were nearly hit by the pitch, or if there was a foul tip, or if there's a pickoff play at one of the bases. There's rules where you can leave the box, but they're trying to keep them in the box to keep the game moving faster.
I understand that. But still, you gotta, like Moose said, you gotta have patience to watch baseball.
That's true.
I do. Moose does. But these young ADD kids just don't. So they're trying to appeal to
Don't get me wrong.
Give them a beer.
Yeah, true. But, don't get me wrong. I'm usually doing different stuff while I'm watching baseball. Like, your eyes don't need to be on the screen, 100% of the time, like if you're watching hockey or football. But usually I have to have a little more stimulation in front of me. Maybe I'm doing a little bit of research for the next podcast. Maybe I'm doing a little bit of work from home, Maybe I'm looking at videos of cats on the internet. I don't know.
Wow. That's
it's baseball. But you gotta
very disrespectful.
But here's the thing is that baseball, you can be doing other stuff while watching the game because the commercial breaks are long as hell. The game itself can be long as hell sometimes. And you got to wait a long, long time to see the result, So I'm usually, doing other stuff too.
It's one, but unless it's playoff baseball or World Series, then every pitch matters at that point. But,
that's a fact.
If it's regular season, I understand, you can always look away. You got to go to the bathroom break. Oh, what happened? Okay. Yeah, exactly. Totally understand your point there. Another thing that they're talking about, the No Fun League strikes again. So they're going to take away our celebrations. They're saying players from the sidelines cannot leave the sidelines to join in the celebrations. So
yeah, I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer in it too because first off, they're really just deterring all those players from running down to the end zone for their big photo finish every time the defense scores a touchdown. That's literally what this is for because, occasionally – you'll have a guy who runs onto the field a little bit to high five the quarterback. if they like threw a touchdown, but it's never really been an issue where there's too much celebrating coming off the sidelines. But it really does happen when the defense scores a touchdown and literally everybody wants to get in that damn photo.
Oh, it happens after every interception now. They have to run the ball all the way back to the end of the field and do the little, look at me, man, and get everybody involved in that.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So that's what it's about, man. It's about, I mean, that's just a time waster. So I can understand why they're doing that.
Yeah, you know what, too? Like, act like you've been there before, dude. Like, act like your team has scored a touchdown.
Oh, no. I mean, look, they don't like to act like they've been there before. Every touchdown is their first.
God, it's like they're all in college still.
But see, that's the thing, man. She didn't grow up in the day of the great celebrations, man. Like, remember the grenade, Jonathan? Remember they all used to just fall down and shit? I mean,
I'm all for that. I'm all for it. But, like, if
there was a whole Dirty Bird.
Oh, the Dirty Bird was great, too, man. I forgot about that.
Yeah, but listen, I'm not against celebrations. I think they're creative. I think it gives the players a sense of identity as far as the game goes, because we all know the NFL doesn't do that already. If they could take at least a chapter or even a page out of the NBA's book, we probably have a much more fun league, you know, outside of the game itself. Yeah, it would be great. And we do get that with, you know, some teams like Dallas, like the Cowboys, they have like a press conference after every single practice. It's ridiculous. But
well, they're America's team, and Jerry wants them to look like, you know, the rock stars of football.
Are they? I would say Patriots have taken that title. Though.
Well, they're,
no,
I mean,
not anymore. Nope.
Yeah, I don't know if America's going to get behind that. I mean, not out in the open. That's.
I mean, but honestly, most guys are like, you know.
Yeah, I think they're going to lose a lot more lady fans than anything else.
I think so too. Yeah, I think so too. I mean, like I said, it's embarrassing, and I'm pissed off already. But
as long as sexy Brady's back there, all those women's going to support that team.
I know Brady took a flight with him the other day, didn't he?
Yeah. Do you think he was busting his chops about that? You know, do you think?
I don't think
Brady...
so. I don't think so. They gave each other like a mafia style kiss on each cheek before they left each other. Like, it was like, I got your back, you got mine, and you tie my knee. Like, I don't know. It's like straight off of Federal Hill.
Do you think Belichick, you know, has called him up and said, "Hey"?
Hell no. Belichick is like, we're on to Cincinnati.
We're on to the next.
Dude, like, get out of here. We're on to the. Belichick's not worried about this at all.
No, dude, man, I know that.
He's close to being done too, you know.
I just think that Belichick's like a real funny guy behind the scenes, man. You know, I think he could just be snapping that owners, be like, you know what, I own you, Kraft. Without me, you don't even have this championship ring. Okay, but I could bust you a little bit.
I'm sure they do, and I'm sure guys in the locker room, like when he comes back, are gonna be like, "Hey, oh, Bobby, you dog!" like
they'll be like, "Did you wash your hands?"
Yeah, like that's gonna be locker room time. Well, watch out for that table, Bobby. Like, yeah, no, I get it. I get it
because he's one of those.
And you're probably right. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of guys are gonna be like that. They're just brushing it off. These guys, are you serious? The NFL. These guys are like rich people that do literally whatever they want, some of them. So, yeah, I bet Pac-Man Jones got arrested again today. Like,
are you serious?
At a casino.
Dude, that guy.
What I'm saying is there's guys like that.
Did he try to take the money back like he did at the strip club? Because they don't play that game at a casino.
Wait, but wasn't he saying script club?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he was script club.
We drafted that a-hole. I mean, that's one of those embarrassing things that we could say. Because he also too calls.
Yeah, just one of them.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, that was me.
At least that's cool, man. At least we don't have people killing people, man. You know. So.
Yeah. See, Robert Kraft, what he's doing is the least of my worries. I'm just worried.
I mean, this is like. I would say probably Deflategate was like the least one. Second was Spygate. Third is this, and then the most was probably just Aaron. You know. So. But what I'm saying though is, hey, it's embarrassing. I mean, I would hate my owner too. So I'm sure Moose and everybody in New England is feeling it, man.
Yeah, it sucks.
How is the radio up there talking about? Are they
God, you wouldn't even believe some of the stuff I'm hearing. You would not even believe. Some people don't care at all. Some people are like, whatever. like on to the next one. Like, and other people are like calling for his head, calling for Jonathan Kraft to step up. They're calling for the end of everything. You know, people just don't have anything to talk about now. And so, and not that, I mean, I'm not trying to make light of the situation at all because it's bad, but like it's not murdering people. So I'm thankful of that. Like,
I mean, he might have. Well, technically, somebody could say that he was murdering future babies by spilling his man seed without trying to impregnate someone. But I don't know how strict on the Old Testament people are these days.
All
We
right.
probably have another subject we should go to besides.
All right, so
the Moose is having a hard time over.
we have
man seed. He goes.
we
Like he's a tree.
we have a new segment for you.
Sprout your roots.
We have a new segment this week. It's called Puppy Dog of the Week and Top Dog of the Week. Puppy Dog of the Week is the hater of all haters who called for all 12 draft picks to be taken away from the Pats, Bob Parker. So that's my shout out to you, buddy. Stop hating Tom Brady so much, man. Let it go, okay?
Up yours, Robbie.
Even
They're
wrong.
not taking their draft picks. They won't touch one of them. I mean, they get all 12. The man only got with a prostitute, you know? I mean, he's only getting fined a little bit. There's no way they're going to – and he won't be able to come to some games because it just doesn't look good for them to, you know, make Tom Brady sit down for possibly deflating balls, and they don't do nothing to a man getting blowjobs. So, like, yes, he's going to have to sit down for a little bit. But, like, they're not
6
taking the
games. It's going to be more than Brady, though.
I think he's going to get 8.
8.
8 or more. I think he's going to get 8 or more. And I'm fine with it, like I said. But as soon as they touch our draft picks, they're going to be a lot of people unhappy what I have to say about that. That's all I'm saying.
All right, man. Well, who's top dogging us?
Our top dog, leading some positivity, is a good guy, Leighton Vander Esch. He is a Dallas Cowboy defensive back. He has the old school horse collar. Love that stuff. Makes it look like
the horseback collar's sick, dude.
Sick, dude. I love it under the jersey. So his old high school is so small. Apparently, they had shop class build weight equipment for the weight room to hold the weights and benches and everything like that. So I can imagine how hard of that school was. So he said, "Hey, man, I'm rich now. I want to give back to my school." So here's $45,000 in new weight room equipment. So I just want to applaud him and say, you know what? Good for you, guy. We're going back.
Good. That's good stuff. Good for him.
That is great. You know, we do kind of harp on the negative things that happen, and it's good to hear that there is still some positivity going on out there in the world. And yeah, it's amazing.
I mean, Idaho's a solid state. Jonathan's been there. Moose, I see you've been to Idaho.
Is he from Idaho?
Yeah, he played in the school is Salem River High School.
Salem River High School.
Apparently it's really small too. So like I think very, very small in Idaho. So yeah, he went to Boise State. Hell of a kid.
Wow. Wow, that's a good story, man. That's a good story.
Good for him, man. You know, I mean, once Jonathan gets famous again, he'll get back to his school.
Hey, don't be talking for my money. You know what I'm saying?
No, actually, though.
No, hey. You know, he'll make a press appearance there. You know, yeah.
Jonathan, you can put new hardwoods on the stage.
There we go. That's what I'll do. Because, you know, there might be some scuff marks on the floor. And when I perform there, I like to clean stage.
You can at least get back to the wrestling team, like wrestling match, new uniforms.
Oh, dude, man, yeah. I would actually make sure that my wrestling team was the most pimp wrestling team that's ever been, like, around. Like, full gear. Like, just, like, top of the line for no real reason at all. Just, like, because they probably won't be any better. It was just – actually, it'd probably get worse because the more you pamper a wrestler, the worse they become. That's literally how that works. You have to starve them and make them hungry. But you know what? You know who's hungry out there? Danielle Gibson, folks. Danielle Gibson, if you don't know who this woman is, she hit for the home run cycle. Talk about hunger.
The home run cycle, not just the cycle, but the home run cycle.
Meaning 1-run home run, 2-run home run, 3-run home run, and a grand slam. Yes, way, Moose. She did it all in 4 innings of play. As a matter of fact, they had to do a mercy rule, which I didn't even know happened in college sports. I thought you had to just take your beating. But they did a mercy rule for these ladies because whoever was on the mound, she was getting worked, yo. She was getting worked. So give it up for Danielle Gibson hitting for the home run cycle, something that has only happened one other time in the history of baseball or softball.
The history of forever?
Yeah. A man by the name of Tyrone Horn did it for Double-A baseball back in, I believe, 1998, somewhere around there. He hit for the home run cycle. I don't think he ever made it to Major League Baseball. So, I mean,
they should have gave him a contract just off of that. And you know what? They gotta call Cooperstown and let her into it immediately as well.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're the only 2 people in the history of the game to hit for the home run cycle in any form of the game. She's the only softball player to ever have done it, and he's the only baseball player to ever have done it. So it's a very unique thing to have that as an honor.
They could at least put her bat, jersey, cleats, and give her a little side place at Cooperstown and say, this is the only 2 people ever done it. Either softball, still hard sport. Props to her, man. You still got to hit that ball.
Yeah, man. You still got to get it out of the park. She did it 4 times in a way that no other person's done it.
4 times, dude. No, I mean, it's more insane because, like, think about it. 1 home run, 2, and it's like the perfect scenario for her to get that grand slam.
I mean, dude, it's impressive.
But what's so funny is I think she got the solo home run last. I think she already had the 2, the 3, and the grand slam, and the solo one was the last one she had to do.
Wow.
Did they end the game on her home run?
I don't know if they ended it on her home run.
That would be something else.
But they definitely had to call the game because it was getting out of control. They called it.
Have mercy.
Yeah.
In the 4th inning.
Yeah. Like a full game is 5 innings. They didn't even let them go 5. They're like, nah, we're done.
No, I thought a full game 7, man.
Yeah, full game for softball is 7, I think. John.
No. I'm saying for them to call the game, like, 5, because like in baseball. Oh, well, maybe that makes sense because in baseball it would be 5 innings to be considered a full game if it was like a rain delay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I see what. So I guess it would be 4. For them, but
3.5 or 4, yeah.
Yeah, but it was sure as hell wasn't because of rain. It was just because they're like, we're tired of watching this beating. I mean, the girl went 4 for 4, 4 home runs with 10 RBIs. I mean, that's an amazing day at the ballpark.
Dude, that is insane. That is literally the nuttiest thing I've ever heard in sports ever. Because just to hit 4, if you hit 4 solos, that's still impressive.
What's the major league record? Is it Reggie Jackson with 3 home runs in a game?
No, there's been some who have hit 4 home runs in a game, but never have they hit the home run cycle while doing so.
No. And how hard is it to even hit the cycle? Single, double, triple, and home run?
That's hard too. But yeah, I mean, I know recently JD Martinez hit for the home run or hit 4 home runs against the Dodgers when he was, I think, a Diamondback at the time. And then Sean Green as a Dodger, I think, did it. Maybe 1999. Oh, I can't remember what year he did it. Somewhere around there, he hit 4 home runs in a game. So it doesn't happen often. So it does happen, but the home run cycle, man, I mean, the situation alone is hard enough. And then you also have to get 4 home runs with it. That's crazy.
Dude, I mean, props to her, man. I mean, dude, just the right circumstances, the right day. She should have gone and got herself a lottery ticket, gone to a casino after.
That was her lucky day.
The stars are lining up because think about it. Just to be in that position to where you have bases loaded, to where you have somebody on base, to where you have 2 people on base. That's nuts, man. Absolutely, just how everything fall in line, man. Props to her. Props to her, man. Craziness. So, well, on that note, man, I guess we'll end it out for tonight. John, you got any shows? Because, we wanted to tell our audience you are a stand-up comedian. So, you got any shows or anything in the works?
I mean, I do have some shows coming up here soon, all of which are local LA shows here. So they're not really stuff to really talk about, but I will be coming up to Seattle here, looks like in April. So I'll be giving out those exact shows and dates. So people up in the Seattle and Pacific Northwestern area will be able to get a chance to see me be easy.
I assume it'll be around the 20th of April.
Smooth like butter.
I mean, I assume I'll probably be around there around the 20th as well. Yeah. I mean, let's be honest, that is a holiday. It's a spiritual day for me and a lot of people like me.
People out in Seattle. Never mind. I thought you were going somewhere else with that.
No. There's not a lot of people like me, if you will, in Seattle, but there are people who enjoy the things that I enjoy.
And what do you mean? Funny comedians, man. Funny comedians.
Yes, exactly. Yes, that's
sure.
That's what I meant.
Yeah,
But
420 out there is probably a bigger holiday than St. Patrick's Day, honestly.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure.
Well, yeah, but St. Patty's Day in Boston is bigger than Christmas, I assume.
Dude, it's like packing a bunch of sardines in a city. It's gross. I've gone once. I'll never go back. I took the subway. I almost knocked some dude out because he was like accidentally like grinding me on the subway.
Accidentally?
How you gonna accidentally grind somebody?
Oh, we were
You
over
were
the way.
assaulted.
No, I'm telling you, there was a person every 2 inches. There was somebody else.
But to grind is something different, dude.
I don't know what he was doing. He definitely wasn't Irish either.
Hey, well, did he look like me? Because I'll tell you right now, I have some Irish blood in me.
He looked of Indian descent.
Yeah, they checked my family tree. There was some.
I mean, I don't know. The guy could be fucking Irish. I don't know.
It's true. You never know, man. You never
I'm
know.
not trying to be racist or nothing, but like,
I'm not trying to be racist either. But y'all were indiscriminate. Y'all were sleeping with anybody. Back in the day.
Well, St. Patty's Day. Everybody's a little Irish on St. Patty's Day.
Yeah, only back in the day, Jonathan. Sure, just keep believing that, bud.
Well, I mean, y'all might still be dipping, but y'all ain't leaving any proof. But that's a different story for a different podcast. Oh, man. So, again, this is the Ricky Williams Trilogy. Definitely check us out on social media. You can find us at the Ricky Williams Trilogy podcast on, well, actually, it's the RW Trilogy podcast on Instagram. Also, check us out on Twitter. You can find us at, which handle would that be again, Duke?
RW Trilogy, at RW Trilogy.
Perfect. And again, we're on Facebook as well under the Ricky Williams Trilogy podcast. You can find us there. Also, you can just stalk us in any of our cities. You can find me in Los Angeles, stalk around the Moose up in Rhode Island, and find
You don't know what city though. You don't know what city though, boy.
Rhode Island is literally 45 minutes from coast or from one end to the coast. So you know what? I think they can find you.
Yeah, well, with our highway system, I know they'll have trouble. So come and get me.
All right, perfect. Also, here soon there will be some spinoff podcasts. Money Mouth is something that I will be doing with the Duke, where we will talk about gambling. I believe also the Duke and the Moose will be getting back together for Duke and the Moose, talking about, I think, hockey. Is that correct?
That's yes. We'll be talking about that come playoff time, hopefully, so we can actually, playoffs is coming up here in April.
Hey, all I know is the Predators are doing good, and the Predators better win the Stanley Cup this time.
Well, yeah,
they got Wade Simmons this week on the trade deadline day, and PK Subban was probably, glad to have another brother on the ice with him down there. Because,
hell yeah!
No, I'm just saying, there's not. I mean, hockey's a really dominant sport.
No, I'm saying
there's plenty of brothers playing hockey, but
I ain't going there, man.
It's
I'm
a
saying
white person dominated sport is what I've always been told, anyways.
I didn't want to go there, man. I'm just saying PK Subban's a hard hitter, man.
He's an awesome dude. That guy is an awesome dude.
He knows how to knock him. He knows how to knock somebody out, man.
Knock him up, knock a person out. Yeah. That talk with HR really got to us, man.
He brings back the whole, just hard hitting hockey. That's all. Defensive. He's a defensive man that loves to hit, dude. And they need to bring back that keeping that Goonie type of hockey still alive.
All right. Well, that's the kind of stuff that you're going to be listening to when they put together their podcast, everybody. But again, this was another episode of the Ricky Williams Trilogy. Check past episodes if you're just now getting in touch with us. And of course, go Chiefs.
Go Titans.
Go Pats, baby.
Yeah, prostitution.
And we are
Yo, Jonathan, we should just have you at the end of every episode say something, just one word like that, like like colorblind people, like something like that, like at the end of it, because there's always something a little bit controversial that comes out of my mouth or something.
Oh, yeah, man.
Or anybody.
Always something.